What's up, y'all? I'm just making another random video, but this one is gonna be kind of personal. This one is basically a video about my experiences with bullying. Um, I mentioned a while back that growing up, I got bullied a lot, and it got really, really bad. Um, Especially when I was a teenager, it was like really bad. But it was a different level of bullying by that point, you know what I mean? Um, I feel like a lot of that shit affected me to how I live my life and how I react around people and stuff like that now. My ways of dealing with it and coping with it varied, you know what I mean? Like, I dealt with it by writing. I dealt with it with music. I dealt with it with the friends I did have. But I had a lot of fake ass friends that turned their backs on me. Some of them were friends with the people that was bullying me and shit like that. And it was just like really hurtful. That's why I have abandonment issues and shit like that now, because of what motherfuckers did to me and shit. And now as an adult, this is actually the first time in my life, and I know it's going to sound strange, but this is the first time in my life when I get along with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because when I tell people that, they think there's something wrong. And obviously it was something wrong. I was bullied up until maybe I was 20. You know what I'm saying? 20, 21. So, I mean, it's sad. A lot of people was cruel to me growing up. I got beat up a lot for being different, you know. I didn't have a boyfriend until I was in high school because dudes didn't like me. They thought I was ugly. So that's why when some guys would come up to me or whatever and tell me that they like me and they think I'm attractive, and I think they have 50 heads, because I'm so used to people telling me that I'm not attractive, that when people do tell me that, it's like, you know, you don't know what to believe and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't really find myself attractive like that now, because of what I went through growing up and shit like that. I remember this one time I was in a lunchroom. I think this was, could have been 6th grade, maybe 7th grade, junior high school. It was this bitch ass motherfucker that used to pick on me. I don't even remember this dude's name now, and I'm glad I don't, because he was a dickhead. We was going to get lunch. I think it was lunchtime, lunch period or whatever. And he had grabbed me by the shoulders and like turned me around or some shit and was like, "Oh, you're ugly, blah, 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 blah." And then he turned me back around like he was trying to throw me across the lunchroom or whatever the fuck it was, or the area where you get the food or whatever, the cafeteria area or whatever. And I remember the cafeteria lady had told him off or something. But that wasn't enough, you know, because he was still picking on me even after that. And I remember crying, and, you know, I remember going home. I didn't want to tell my parents. Of course, my parents knew I was being bullied, and they would go up to the school and shit like that and, you know, tell them what was going on. You know, motherfuckers ain't did shit about it, you know. There was this one dude that used to bully me when I was a kid, and I ended up going to the same school with him in 7th grade. And I didn't know he went to the same school until it was too late. One day, I think it was after school. We was waiting on the bus or whatever. Not the yellow bus. We was waiting on a public bus for the public bus to come. This is in Coney Island. Not that it mattered. It could have been in Disneyland, and I would, it's just the point that it happened. I don't know what the fuck happened, but this dude just decided, okay, I'ma take off. I'ma take over where we left off when I was a kid, as far as the bullying is concerned. So long story short, he was picking on me or whatever, and it was in front of a lot of people. And he spit on me. Him and his brother spit on me. And I remember I was cursing and yelling and shit like that because I was so angry. But I was afraid to hit him because I didn't want him to jump me and retaliate, because he jumped me before. So I didn't want him to, basically retaliate, because he had family that lived in our building and shit like that. So I didn't want to be like, okay, I'm going to beat you up or whatever, and then your family comes after me after that. But this is what happened, though. I remember going on the bus, crying. I had spit on my coat. And I told my parents about it. My father got very pissed off. My mother got very pissed off. They was about 10 seconds away from kicking these motherfuckers' asses. And they kept telling me, let me know where they at so I could beat them up and all that stuff. And I'm like, nah, son. Like, I didn't want my parents to get in trouble. Long story short, I think me and Dad, we went to the store or some shit. We went to the corner store or whatever. And the motherfucker was behind us. I think him and his brother was behind us. And all of a sudden, Dad had turned around, and then they was cursing at each other or something like that. And I didn't know what happened, because I was just trying to just keep on walking and go home and ignore them, because I didn't want to be bothered. I was afraid. I was afraid if I said something, it was going to be a problem. Dad had told me later on why he had cursed them out, of course, because of the spitting issue, and because I think the dude tried to kick me or something like that while we were walking. And so he was still doing some bullshit. So your dad cursed them out, and he threatened to shoot them and all this other crazy shit. And I was like, come on, Dad, like, just chill with that. Don't be doing all that. But long story short, the pussy motherfucker told his mom, and they called the police on us. And making it seem like it was me that was bullying him, and it was the other way around, because my father threatened them. And so that's why he called the police. And I'm like, really? He told his mother he didn't have anything to do with the spitting incident. He didn't spit on me. It was somebody else. And she gonna believe him over me. So they just make it seem like I was a troublemaker. And it wasn't even me that was doing anything. It was this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And that incident really proved to me people's intentions, and how you can't trust people. That's why every time something happens to me now, I don't tell people right away, because I don't trust people. I don't know if they gonna believe me or not because of what I went through with shit like that. Instead of somebody taking up for me and being there for me at a time when I was humiliated, they turned the tables on me and made it seem like I was the aggressor. You know what I'm saying? You know how that hurt when the cops came to my door acting like I was the one picking on this nigga? Like, no. You know what I'm saying? But that traumatized me for a long time. And I remember that coat that I used to wear all the time. After he spit on me, I never wore that coat like that again. Like, I still have it. I still have the coat, but I don't wear it no more because it reminds me of that, of what the fuck happened that day. And when we left Coney Island eventually, I'm not going to get into how we left Coney Island. It wasn't in a good way, but one thing I will say is that it was a blessing in disguise because I got away from everybody finally. You know what I'm saying? I got away from all the people that used to bully me. I got away from all the assholes and shit that was over there. And there was a time where I was so paranoid that someone was going to try to kill me over there, that all this other shit, because people have bullied me so much up to that point. And, you know, sometimes some people grow up with that same animosity for no reason. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, these same people that was picking on me, I never did nothing to them. You know what I'm saying? I was polite to them. I was respectful to them. I never understood why they was picking on me like that. But I can go on and on and on. There's so many stories that I went through. And that's why if I ever saw the people that bullied me now, I mean, I don't know, man. I had shared this specific part before in, you know, a couple videos ago. One of the motherfuckers that did bully me, not the same dude that spit on me, some other bitch-ass motherfucker. Later on, one of my friends told me that he got killed or he got shot or something like that. And most people would be like, oh, someone dies. I'm usually the type of person that I have empathy if someone passes away and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But in this case, I didn't feel nothing for him. I was glad he had died because of what he put me through when I was younger and shit like that. And he was still doing it up to that point. And we were grown-ass adults by then. Like, we were 20. I know he was older than me, so he could have been like 21, 22 at that point. And I was about, you know, 20 going on 21. And you still picking on people, son. So in a way, God got his ass. And I'm going to just leave it at that. And I'm sorry for being an asshole about that. But this motherfucker bullied me even when we were adults. And he was just a fucking cocksucker. He was an asshole. He got retribution because he fucked with the wrong motherfucker and got his ass clapped. Now his ass ain't here no more. You see? But, you know, like even now, I don't feel no type of way. If the dude that spit on me, if he would have died or something like that, I wouldn't feel nothing because this is somebody that did all kinds of shit to me growing up. And that was just the last straw, the spitting thing when we were in 7th grade. But him and his brother and some other dude that was supposed to be my friend, that's the shit that really hurt me. These supposed to be my friends that did this shit to me. It was 3rd grade. Could have been recess or some shit. They beat me up. The dude took a tree branch. And I'm not making this shit up. This shit happened. I have no reason to make this shit up. He took a tree branch and tried to stab me with it. And then took a bowling ball. It was like a bowling ball or something that was in the playground. I don't even know how that bowling ball ended up over there or whatever the case was. But he tried to throw that at me. Long story short, he grabbed me by the neck and tried to twist my neck. He basically tried to kill me. Now, we in 3rd grade and you trying to kill somebody already, bro. And you in 3rd grade. But anyways, he twisted my neck. My neck ended up, thank God I didn't break my neck, but it ended up sprained, obviously, for obvious reasons. They suspended him. But it wasn't for that long. It was like a few days or some shit. And I spent the rest of the day, the rest of the week, whatever it was, I don't remember the duration that I had stayed home. And I remember going home. I couldn't move my neck for like 2 days, 3 days, something like that, because my neck was so stiff because of that incident. So when that shit happened in 7th grade, that shit really hurt me because it's like, you the motherfucker that did that shit to me in 3rd grade, and here you are doing some other crazy shit years later. You know what I'm saying? But it hurt me the most because I didn't understand the animosity. Like, I didn't understand what I did to get that type of treatment from somebody. In high school, forget it. don't even want to get into that, but I understand people make mistakes, and I made mistakes in my life, specifically in high school. I made a lot of mistakes. I was around the wrong people and stuff like that, but there's no reason to start a rumor about somebody and still talk about the rumor 4 years later, like y'all ain't got no lives. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm kind of bitter. Like, I have friends, I have colleagues and shit like that, that they my fam for life. You know what I'm saying? Like my family at work, for example. You know what I'm saying? I love them dearly. I'm close to people still, but other than that, it's hard for me to meet people outside there because I just don't trust people. And then I'm still shy to a certain degree, but I don't trust people because people's intentions aren't pure. And I'm keeping it 100. People's intentions aren't pure. And I found that out in a lot of ways that I wish I didn't find out in. You know what I'm saying? But to this day, I just turned 28. You know what I'm saying? And I still have animosity towards the motherfuckers that did that shit to me. And some people's like, oh, you gotta move on, you gotta do this, that, and the third. But then sometimes some shit will happen, like maybe somebody will say something to me that will trigger those emotions again. That's why I don't like arguing with people. I really don't like interacting with people in a negative way, because it brings me back to that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the type of person that all I want to do is just get along with people. I just want to have some sort of peace, some sort of tranquility, get along with motherfuckers so I can go about my business. You know what I'm saying? I don't like having arguments with people. I don't like when, somebody don't like me for some stupid ass reason. I don't like when people fuck with my intelligence. I don't like when people do shit like that, because it brings me back to that painful time in my life. You know what I'm saying? That's why when I was at my job and, of course you get a chance to get to know people and stuff like that. And then I was getting along with everybody. It surprised me. It took me by surprise because I'm not used to that. I'm not used to getting along with every single person that I have an interaction with. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to motherfuckers doing all kind of shit. I'm used to people not even wanting to sit next to me in class because they thought I wasn't shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to stuff like that. So when people actually come up to me and tell me that they enjoy being around me and, stuff like that, I'm sorry, man. I'm not used to that shit. I'm not used to that. So it's definitely a blessing to finally be in a period in my life where, I get along with people, ain't no animosity. And if it is animosity, I can handle it accordingly, and then we could just walk away and go about our business. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I watch what I say to people and how I approach people and stuff like that. Because I'm always afraid of retaliation, because people, they don't know how to handle things in a mature manner. They're always so quick to, resort to violence or some sort of revenge tactic to get back at somebody for some bullshit. That's why I just leave shit alone. My coping mechanisms are different than they used to be. This is gonna sound crazy, but if it does, oh fucking well. I live in my head a lot. You know what I'm saying? I live in my head a lot because in my imagination, we're in the perfect world when we don't have to deal with all this racist shit or whatever the fuck it is that we're dealing with now in this world. You know what I'm saying? In my imagination, everybody's cool with each other. Everybody gets along with each other. Everybody respects one another. But unfortunately, when I get out of my head and the news is on or whatever it is, it hurts me that that's not our reality. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I like to be alone a lot too. Any old way, but I like to be alone because I have time to myself. I can think, I can, relax. And that's why I don't like working a lot, because although it's a distraction from a lot of shit, I don't have time for myself where I could just sit down and chill, be like, let me go watch this movie, or let me go read this book, or whatever the case is. And every time I do have a day off, it's like it zooms by so fast that I can't focus. I don't have time to bask in it and enjoy it while it's here. Like even today's my day off, and the day is just passing by. I can't even enjoy it. You see what I'm saying? And I don't like that shit. But I'm sorry this video ended up being a little more revealing than I wanted it to be, but I just want to let y'all know that this is what happens when you constantly pick on people, you constantly bully people. You don't know the effect that it has on people. That's why you gotta watch how you treat people. Watch what you do. I could have easily been one of them type of people to, go on some revenge shit, start shooting people and all this other crazy stuff, but that shit ain't worth it, man. At this point in my life now, I just leave it in the hands of the higher power. Just let him or her take care of that. I'm still hurt by it, of course. But now, I'm not over it per se, but I'm not as hurt about it as I used to be. Like, I can kind of heal from it a little bit because, first of all, I don't live in Coney Island anymore, so I'm not reminded of that shit 24/7. It's hard when, you still live in the same place that you grew up in, being picked on, shit like that. You can't heal like that. I was able to heal because I got away from that shit. And I feel like that's another reason why I had to leave New York City entirely, because it just reminded me of too much pain, too much shit. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, Rochester got its own hang-ups and shit, but nobody knows me like that out here other than the people I work with and maybe a few neighbors or whatever. But for the most part, I don't know niggas out here. So I could just start fresh and kind of, heal from my past a little bit. Get on another life or another level of my life, and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not reminded every day, oh, like if I go to certain neighborhoods or whatever back home, this is the place where this happened. This is the place where that happened. Like even when I went back to Coney Island to go see the Wu-Tang concerts, interesting concept in the COVID period now. Even when I went back to Coney Island, it's like as soon as I get off that train, everything just came back. You know what I'm saying? All the negative shit just came back. And I started getting paranoid again. Kept looking around like, oh shit, I don't want to see so-and-so. I don't see this person. I don't see that person, because then here we go again. You know what I'm saying? And even now, if I were to go back there again, like really go back there, not for a concert, but just go back there just to visit or look around or walk around or whatever the case is, it's gonna re-traumatize me, because I'm gonna be reminded of the shit I went through when I was a kid. I mean, don't get me wrong. Coney Island is a nice place, but it has a dark side to it. A lot of people forget that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not always about the rides. It's not always about the Wonder Wheel, the parachute jump. I mean, these are nice things, you know what I'm saying? It was beautiful in the summer going on the boardwalk with mom and dad chilling and all that, but we had to go back home. And it was just, that's when reality hit in, son. And I didn't grow up fortunate, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have money like that. So there were times when I would be home. I remember mom and dad, they tried, God bless them, because they tried the best that they could with what they had. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would come home and They would have like my little snacks and stuff in that cabinet. But the thing is, once I ate those snacks, I couldn't get more of those snacks because we had to stretch our money. We didn't have money like that. My parents, I don't want to get too personal, but my parents, we didn't have money like that. We were on a very strict budget. That's why I'm surprised that we managed the way we did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at it now. I have a job, thank God. I have a job that pays me weekly where I can manage to get some of the things I want on a good day. If I don't have bills piling up the ass and shit like that. That's why I keep mentioning these videos that now that I'm an adult, I can kind of indulge in the shit that I couldn't indulge in when I was a kid. Like going to the record store all the time and getting the CDs and the albums and shit that I want. I couldn't do that when I was a kid because we didn't have money like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why my first job, remember my first paycheck, I splurged on it because I wasn't used to having that amount of money in my pocket. You know what I mean? So naturally, you gotta go out there and not manage your money the way you should because you're not used to it, But that's why I feel for a lot of people that's gone through shit in their life. I ain't never gonna throw no stones and be like, my life is Gucci, my life is peachy. It's not. It never was. It never will be to a certain degree. I ain't no better than nobody else, man. I have my struggles. I have my skeletons in my closet too. And I would never come at somebody and be like, your skeletons ain't worth a damn. My skeletons are better. Nah, son. We all have a struggle in this world, man. We all have a struggle in this world. We all have painful aspects of our childhood that we don't want to revisit and shit like that. Every single one of us. Not one of us is better than nobody. Not one of us has entered this world without some issue. And no person is going to leave this world without issues. We are always going to have issues in our life, whether we like it or not. And I had to accept that shit too. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to share that with y'all because I know that bullying is a very serious issue. And it's something that people don't really want to talk about like that because of the controversy with it and stuff. But I feel like schools need to do a much better job with how they handle bullying. Because you don't know what the fuck that does to people mentally. And some people brush it off like, you got bullied, oh well, blah, 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 get over it, blah, blah, blah. You can't get over shit like that. You don't get over that because the damage is already done, especially if it was continuous, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I went through, man. That's what I went through. And that's why I'm hurt the way I am. That's why I don't like, I'm very quick to defend myself or defend somebody else if I feel like they're being disrespected in some way. It's kind of like my way of, what do you call it? My way of defending myself. I wish I defended myself this way back then. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little more confident than I used to be. I'm not as shy. I'm still shy, but I'm not as shy as I used to be. My ways of dealing with things, like I said, I live in my head a lot, so that's one way of coping with things. I kind of numb myself a little bit emotionally. I know I shouldn't do that. Sometimes if I go through something, I kind of laugh it off now, and then I just keep it moving. That was a mechanism I couldn't really do back then, but I feel like I cried so much from all the trauma that I went through that it's like I can't even cry the same way anymore. Watching movies on an exception, because I will break the fuck down if it's a very emotional movie. So that's an interesting situation. But yeah, man, it's no joke. Just treat each other with respect, man, because you don't know what that disrespectful shit, you don't know what that shit does to people. You don't know how that shit affects people. I've had my suicidal moments. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna be very candid about that shit because I feel like a lot of people don't want to admit that. You know what I mean? Because they're afraid of how people are gonna react to it. I've had my moments when I'm just like, yo, like even recently, you know what I'm saying? Because of all the trauma. But don't do it. Please don't do it. That is not the way to go. Do not take your life. Do not take your life. It's not worth it because you're letting that other person win over you. And that's not fair. And I had to tell myself that too. You know, but I'm gonna end this video finally. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your understanding. I'm sorry that this video was so sad, but I just wanted to be candid about this and share my experience with it. Because I know that by sharing it, it'll help me heal and it'll help other people heal too. Because they know they're not alone in that regard. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever let no one make you feel like you're not worth anything. Everybody is a beautiful human being in their own way. Don't let no one tell you you're weird, you ain't this, you ain't that. Fuck it. And don't try to be like everybody else. Be yourself. Be the unique, beautiful person that you are. Fuck a motherfucker that don't like it. Real talk. I've had so many people over the years tell me you're weird, you're this and that. You know what? I am weird, and I don't give a fuck. My weirdness is what makes me who I am. My strangeness, my quirkiness is what makes me who I am as a human being. If someone don't like it, someone don't appreciate it, fuck them. It took me a long time to have those words come out my mouth, but it's coming out because now I know my worth. And of course, I still have to work on some things, but I know my worth. And you need to know your worth too. And don't let no one take your worth away from you. Because at the end of the day, you face yourself in the mirror and you have to deal with your own situations. They don't face you in the mirror. They face themselves in the mirror. And they're afraid to face themselves in the mirror. That's why they project all that negative bullshit on you. Because they don't want to do it to themselves. They're afraid of themselves and the person that they are. So they figure putting that negative shit on you takes the attention away from them. But nah, son, they gotta face themselves at the end of the day. You know what I mean? People can hide, and social media makes it worse because I've dealt with cyberbullying too. People can hide behind computers. People can hide behind phones. People can hide behind a smoke screen. People can hide behind any motherfucking thing you want, but you cannot hide from yourself. You have to face yourself. Even if you don't have a mirror to face yourself in, you have some sort of reflection mechanism to face yourself. At the end of the day, when you're in your bed by yourself, you are facing yourself. As you close your eyes, you are facing yourself subconsciously. So you have to deal with that fucking shit. You have to deal with the karmas, the vibes of life. So just be careful. Don't project negative shit, because you're going to get that negative shit back to you. I promise you that. I promise you that. That's why that old saying goes, no good deed goes unpunished. You know what I'm saying? We get punished for good things. We get punished for bad things. But this is the thing. You want to be punished for something good rather than something bad. You dig? If you get punished for something good, rather is a reward rather than a punishment. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna trying to be philosophical, but I'm just keeping it real, man. I'm gonna end this video now. Half hour of me rambling along, but I just wanted to share that experience. And like I said, I'm sorry for it being so sad and so candid, but it is what it is, man. I'm an open book and I wear my heart on my sleeve. Don't fake the funk, man. You gotta be real. You gotta keep it real. That's how we heal up in here. That's how we grow and evolve as a human being. You have to acknowledge the issues that you have in your life and work on those issues, rectify those issues accordingly. That's how you grow. You know what I'm saying? But that little sound that you heard just now, that's the washing machine. My clothes are done. So I'm gonna go finish my laundry and do all that stuff. I gotta work tomorrow. Now I'm working morning shifts, and these morning shifts are kicking my motherfucking ass. But it is what it is. So I'm gonna catch y'all when I catch y'all. And y'all just take care of yourselves out there. Y'all be careful. And just keep positive vibes, man. Let's stop this negative shit. You don't know how that shit affects people, Just be careful how you treat people, because karma's a bitch and it will come back. And you want to be able to have good karma come back to you, not the other way around. Y'all take care. Y'all be safe out there. God bless. Happy belated holidays, belated Kwanzaa, belated Hanukkah, belated Christmas, belated everything. New Year's, everything. Just be careful out there. Stay safe. And one more thing. Sade's birthday's today. Sade the singer. Happy birthday to Sade. And I think it's Regina King's birthday today, too. So happy birthday to her, too. Happy belated birthday to Issa Rae, my girl, my homegirl. I heard the bad news about Insecure having its last season. 5th season is going to be the last season of the series, and they're going to end it. So I'm not too happy about that, because I love Insecure. But, they always say, oh, good things must come to an end, right? So, yeah, we'll see how it ends, man. But Issa just keeps slaying it and keeps doing the damn thing. Same thing for Regina King. I'm just proud of them, man. Proud of my black sisters, man. They out there doing their thing, you know what I'm saying, representing. I appreciate it, Gives me hope as the woman that I am, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, let me shut up now. I'll catch y'all next time. Y'all take care of yourselves. Y'all be safe. God bless. Positive vibes all the time. Catch y'all next one. More love.